Hello, everybody. This is Dev Law Recordings. I had a wonderful conversation with my friend Jen, also from the United States, and I wanted to get some of her ideas and some of her experiences in regard to her Indian adventure, which has been, or adventure in India, sorry. So I have cut this podcast into different sections or sound bites and clips that I think are extremely full of some great thoughts and observations and introspective ideas that Jen has herself uncovered while staying in India, and I hope you enjoy them yourself. Thank you so much. Going back to the United States, what do you think you will hold on to the most?
From India.
From India.
It's a good question.
Another loaded question. Yeah. I mean, because there's
okay.
chaos.
I got it.
Go ahead.
I got it.
Snap. I feel you on that.
No, because I've obviously reflected on this too. And, beyond just like the rich culture that India has and the incredibly warm and welcoming people, like Indian people are incredible. Like they will welcome you into their family and you will become their family. I mean, this is unlike a lot of other cultures that I've had experience with. And that I think says so much to just the way they view community. And it's beautiful, right? Coming from a place where every man is for himself, you have your small individual family units, I've never experienced that level of hospitality or love before. People just genuinely wanting you to experience their culture, to come and have chai, to come and have food. And it's not like these people have a lot of things or money to give, it's simply just like as small as a little chai or just some food, and they're always wanting to share and welcome you in, and that's, I think, so beautiful and says so much about Indian culture. So just that understanding of how welcoming they are is amazing. But beyond that, like, I think when you come to India and you spend enough time here, whether you intend to or not, India will reveal you to yourself. And that's a huge takeaway because it will push your buttons in every single way possible. I mean, it's chaotic and it's beautiful. It's dirty and it's polluted, and there's poverty and richness, and there's wealth in different ways, and not just material wealth, And there's horns and there's cows and there's shit and there's half naked people and there's, all of this happening all in 1 second, the smells and the sights and the sounds. I mean, you're constantly being bombarded. Your nervous system is just like, what world did I just step in? I mean, there's no other place like it. And so when you spend enough time here and you really allow yourself to flow with what India gives to you, yourself is revealed to you. All of your struggles, all of your trigger points, what's going to irritate you, all the Western conditioning, the way you think things should be. If you come to India with like a scheduled itinerary, good fucking luck. Good luck. Have some plans. So then you just let it go. Like they could be like, oh, it'll be ready in 30 minutes. And like 3 hours later, you're just still chilling.
Yeah, like we just went out with the samosas and we were like dying for some. We were like, yesterday they said these samosas will be ready at 9:30 in the morning. And I think, what time is it right now?
It's 10:30.
It's 10:30. So we were outside and we went out at 9:15 and we were waiting there. And then he was like,
they're like, no samosas.
No samosas.
And you're like, okay.
I said, no, we'll just light ourselves on fire on Party Crumb.
We're incredibly dramatic, by the way.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But, and so, you're either going to kind of stand up and acknowledge some of the dark stuff that India can bring to the surface, or it's going to be really overwhelming. And it takes a level of grit to really spend a lot of time here, and not just in a sort of nicely placed Western bubble where you're getting all of your needs met to some degree. Like, it really does require some grit to even get from one place to the other. I mean, there's like 1 billion people in this country, you know what I mean? It's not like you're just wandering by yourself. Like, there's a lot happening. And so I think all of the experiences that I've had, whether they've been as small as like getting on a train by myself and arriving in a place and getting myself from one place to another, or, you know, just walking down a certain street at night, or whatever these small experiences are, have all given me just a stronger sense of self. And I think in my own experience, I really showed up and done the work when it was asked of me to do. And I continue to show up for that, even when I don't want to, you know, because that's kind of what it's about. You know, it's like putting gasoline on a fire. If you've started this sort of process of like self-growth or self-transformation, like India will take some, you know, be like, you wanted it, here it is.
You want it, you asked for it, and then sometimes you get that, you can't handle the truth.
Exactly.
You know? And it's like, whoa.
And then like one homeless guy on a bridge makes you want to go like insane. And you like think about hitting him, and you're like, what is this anger inside of me? You know, it's like,
that's it.
These different things. So like, how do you become aware of those reactions? And for me, the most important thing is like staying authentic to myself. You know, I can appreciate different parts of India, and I take on some things, but I also don't take on other things, and I do some practices and I don't do other practices. And I think it's all about finding like what works, what resonates, and staying authentic to myself and to my own like upbringing, and just enjoying like exposure to a whole new world and culture, and all of the high, intense vibrational energy that really is here. I mean, that's no doubt about it. And when you start peeling back some of those layers, like, you really become more attuned to it. Now, I'm still in the 3rd dimension, but I've had a little taste of 4 and 5, and it's pretty cool, but, like, gotta stay grounded, so.
Yeah. You know what? That's you made a great point about that India will bring out the real things that can bother you, the real triggers that, you know, have developed from childhood in the West, and they really reveal themselves, and then you must contemplate on why I feel that way, and emotionally process every single event that happens to you here. For me, you know, the stimuli, I don't know how to explain it, but I've constantly thrown myself into discomfort, sometimes to my own demise, you know, to my own, how do you say, I've manifested some problems from just throwing myself into chaos a lot. So I try to, as you say, you have to be able to balance out taking on the culture fully and remaining grounded in your roots, because the roots are important. And as you see, like, where these new age communities develop, and this is not to say that the people that are seeking are in any way per se bad people. It's just that it's easy to get lost if you take on too much of this culture and you don't go back to your roots and ask, why instead of just continuing to go seeking, you need to first ask yourself, what am I seeking exactly? And for me, that was why I chose to come to India, with the observational kind of the not scientific approach in mind, but just standing back and viewing the culture from my own lens and not taking it on, because I know how susceptible I am to getting lost in ideology, and not that that's a bad thing, but you can become very disassociated, as you and I have both kind of experienced in different communities, where you have people from the West that are coming in and they are completely taking on these this culture, but it's not exactly Indian culture. It's a warped kind of new age, different language almost. That it's difficult to understand. And I think that what I admire about you is that you've really like balanced it well. You have your roots, you know what you need, and you're also willing to push the boundaries in the spiritual sense. Like you're willing to explore.